You're about to start an unforgettable journey. You're young, inexperienced, in a foreign world full of adventure. Will you be able to establish a prosperous dynasty? In this world full of danger, you are surviving on your own. Are you ready to face the harshness? Are you ready to learn? Are you brave enough to survive the Middle Ages? Let me tell you a story. A story of survival. A story of unity. A story written day after day by each and every one of your brothers and sisters. A story of family. A story which will never end as long as the dynasty continues.
Rule and care for your people, and secure your place in history by founding your own dynasty.
At the beginning of your journey, you will only have the basics available to you, and you will realize that in order to survive, you will need shelter. At first, you will have a basic hut to sleep in. It will be enough to keep you warm from the winter's cold and rain, but it's far from a settlement. Soon you will stumble on other people who also seek refuge, and that means that your settlement will need to grow. And with a growing population, there are more and more needs that you need to satisfy. People will want more than just a roof over their heads and a place to sleep. One of the first things that you will need to be mindful of is food. The nearby forests are a great place to find wild game. Deer, rabbits, boars, they are a great source of food and substance, and you can use their skin for clothing too. And although the forest is full of these creatures, be wary, as wolves also stake their claim to the territory. Going out and hunting is a great way to bring food, but you will eventually want your settlement to be self-reliant too. You will be able to build farm buildings and keep animals such as pigs, cows and chickens. And of course, you can cultivate the land around you, planting crops such as wheat, and then when it's ready, gather and turn it into bread and other produce. There are many ways to keep yourself and your people fed. But remember, when the sun is out and it's warm outside, worries go away. But as soon as winter comes, your field will be bare, and new sources of food will be harder to come by. That's when building food storage and stocking up for those hard days is essential. As your settlement grows, you will be able to produce not just food, but other goods and items too. You will be able to build places like the smithy, where your blacksmith can produce tools and weapons, a sewing house where clothes from wool and leather can be made and stored, keeping your people warm in winter months. You can work also as a forester, cutting trees in the nearby forest, giving you the precious resource of wood. As you grow, other buildings will be available, such as a quarry and mine. These two buildings will allow you to extract stone and iron, commodities that you will need if you want to evolve and grow. And of course, there will be a tavern. So that's the point of all when you had a hard day of work. These are just some examples of the buildings that we will have in our game. They will also be upgradable. The settlement will start off as a wooden village, but over time it can develop to a stone-built town. But in order for your settlement to grow and have all these places at your disposal, you will need to balance its economy. Make sure you have the right resources for growth, such as food, shelter, clothing, wood, rock and more. And of course, you will need enough people that can keep your town and its economy alive and growing. After all, without people, the settlement will fall. You can't be a leader if there is no one there to lead. We hope that you enjoyed this glimpse into how the city building component will work in our game. If you have any other question about this topic or others, just post it down below.
Medieval Dynasty is an open world game that combines the elements of a survival game, a city builder and of an RPG. Our game is set around the year 1000 in a non-specific region of Europe. And although we don't specify which country or people Medieval Dynasty is based on, we used our own ancestors as an inspiration. The years in which Medieval Dynasty is set in are the same years that Poland became a kingdom. Having that link, that connection, it makes this game a bit more personal to us. Most people, when they think of medieval times, they think of knights, kings and castles. But we wanted to show a different side. We wanted to show what real common people went through. And this is how the game starts. You, along with your wife and son, are left stranded, alone, perhaps runaways from a settlement that has been pillaged. You are out in a vast open land. And once the reality hits you that there isn't another settlement that you can take in, you realize that if you and your family are to survive, you need to start taking the matter into your own hands. You need to be a leader. And the first thing that you need to do is set yourself up to survive in the environment that you are in. The world that you're in is both your biggest ally and your greatest threat. You will be able to use the land to gather food, resources, hunt, farm, cut down trees, gather stone and more. You have everything around you that can help you not only to survive, but to thrive as well. Slowly, you will be able to build your small party into a proper settlement, which will bring people from far and wide wanting to join your tribe. However, just as the land can provide you and your community with everything that you need to survive, the environment can bring it all down in an instant too. Apart from wildlife that's not too friendly, you will have to battle the elements as well. Weather, such as strong rain, can come at any moment in any season, but what you will need to really prepare for is the cold and bitter winter season. When the snow falls and ice forms, life comes to a standstill. And it will be up to you to make sure that you, your family and your people have food, warm clothes and shelter to last them through these hard and cold days and nights. Otherwise, it's doom. Nature doesn't take any prisoners,